how aggressive and how physical these karts are to drive. Apps checks over his shoulder, sees Holbrook and Holbrook behind him. Holbrook has got Philip Rawson mounted on his rear bumper, pushing him along. There goes Rawson on the CRG up the inside onto the banking. That's the CRGB, GB and Ireland team to give it its full accreditation. 3.5 minutes to go. We're not watching the leaders because, oh, and there's a problem there, and I just, oh dear, giving it, and Rawson now retires the number 39 kart. I must remember not saying anything nice about him because every time I do, he stops the race. So Philip Rawson out of the race, former Minimax Kartmaster. There's that view going through the Fullerton S's. Look at the size of those curbs. The drivers have got to use the curbs to hook themselves through the first part of the complex. And there is Philip Rawson walking away from a broken CRG. Lowther, tyre scuffs down the side of that PF plate Coles Racing kart. Shows that he had a bit of a tough opening couple of laps. He's coming up back on the rear bumper of Holbrook now. This is the fight for 8th and 9th. Barnacote, Ravenscroft, then Brown, Nutley in 3rd, Hunter 4th, Gilbert 5th, Sutton having a great drive in 6th. On screen now, number 12, Eduardo Costeng. He is down in 11th place. There's Nathan Chafer going through turn number 4 with Lewis Malin right behind him. That's Ben Donkin, I believe, right behind him in the number 48 kart. But 3 minutes to go, Alex. Barnacote and Ravenscroft still set fair at the front, but there's that screen. Look at that. Just Jordan Brown Nutley going through there. Look at the height of the curb and the grass is about waist height on the driver, if not elbow height.
It's pretty much towards the bottom of the steering wheel and the steering column there, but that is incredible commitment from the senior Rotax drivers. But I've just been monitoring the gap between Barnacote and Ravenscroft, and it has pretty much stayed even Stevens thus far. It's around about half a second, so Barnacote is slightly quicker. Well, they're about comparable on pace. That's a great move from James Lather on George Holbrook there. That was a great move from the PF PF champion. That was 8th on the road. Gilbert in 5th. Reese Hunter's dropped behind Jordan Brown Nutley. His Lather sets the fastest lap of the race at the moment, at 57.58 thus far. 1 minute and 45 plus an additional lap to go. And here's another move. That was
48 of Donkin trying to pass his teammates. The number 13 of William Ellswood. Ben Burgess. Sorry, yeah, Ellswood's another class, so I apologise. But Donkin does the crossover move. And there's number 48. That's,
Ben Donkin going a bit wide,
again,
heading into the Fullerton S's. That's very, very gnarly indeed. As you can just see by the shots that we're getting from Alpha Live on the video screen, just how committed these drivers are. Gap now between 1st and 2nd, still half a second at the moment. Ravenscroft was fractionally quicker that time around by about 3/100ths of a second, but he has not made an indent into the consistent lead that Barnacote has been managed to effectively manage throughout the last few laps, as we're getting I think, oh, hang on, Reese Hunter. Is Reese Hunter up into 3rd place?
Yes, he is.
So Jordan Brown Nutley and now Lewis Gilbert. This is going to be a great 3-way scrap for what is 3rd on the road. Brown Nutley really hustling behind the back bumper. He switches to the outside of Hunter. Stuff. And Lewis Gilbert, I'll tell you what, now there was in it. Now, did that cause a problem with Brown Nutley running wide, going round the outside? It allowed both Hunter and Gilbert to flood through past on that second infield hairpin. But that was a brazen move from Jordan Brown Nutley to try and give it round and go around the outside of the pair of them.
And Gilbert just taking advantage of the fact that Brown Nutley had just slowed a little bit wide and then lost his momentum on the exit of the corner. So Brown Nutley's now got to get his head down with 20 seconds to go. You can see David Sutton in that black and red number 55 in 6th position. Apps is now 7th, but this is the battle as now the O-plate of Reese Hunter defending onto the banking. Gilbert will swing a little bit wide going into turn number 3. Try and get a good run. Will he dive inside through turn 4? No, because Hunter has defended the line. Down the hill.
Brown Nutley is closing. Brown Nutley is closing, and he could slingshot past the pair of them as Gilbert closes up incredibly late on the braking behind Reese Hunter there, the O-plate champion. But I tell you what, this is clearly not over. The time's now expired. Brown Nutley goes around to the outside of Gilbert, trying to get the switch back. Can't make it stick through the second hairpin as they head through to the Fullerton S's. So the time is now expired. This time around, Ben Barnacote will get the final lap board ahead of Clayton Ravenscroft. That's the battle, but this battle for 3rd is absolutely mouthwatering. They come through towards the second part of the Mike Wilson complex, and Gilbert really sizing up Hunter there.
Hello.
That was a cheeky move. Oh, we've had a bit of contact there. Ben Donkin.
And the number 44 of Sam Harrison having a bit of a territorial
And that was over
dispute.
18th position, but that's it. Last lap board it is, and I tell you what, Brown Nutley's got past Gilbert, but this has allowed Reese Hunter to get away in 3rd place.